Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm. I didn't want to talk while I was driving up here, so I was radio silent for just a few minutes. Welcome to the farm, guys. It's a beautiful sunset here, beautiful north central North Carolina, and a lot of folks have been really struggling in western North Carolina. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about what's happened on the farm with the storm. You saw the thumbnail to this video when you clicked it, I'm guessing. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube right now. And I just want to talk to you guys. I'm getting a pile of emails, piles of comments and questions. People asking if I'm doing anything to help with the storm effort. We're going to address all that stuff today and have some fun. So I hope you guys are good. We got Scott, Eric, Michelle in the house, all kinds of people in here. Bubba, good to see you. Good to see all you guys. Brian, Kent, Mr. Jimmy, good to have all you guys. So again, you may not see the comment that I'm replying to, but we're going to do some question and answer. We're going to talk about what all happened on the farm. You know, even after the storm, this is what it looked like. In North Carolina, we live in a beautiful state. I've had a lot of questions, a lot of insulting things, and we're going to address all these things that I've been talking about over the last few days here on the property and about what's going on in North Carolina. From people talking about folks in North Carolina, 3/4 of them being toothless idiots. I've gotten that comment too. Like, gosh, it's just insulting stuff to even folks talking about my dog, which is kind of odd. But I've been on the road, and we're going to walk and work here because the cows are ready. You hear them up there mooing. We're going to be moving the cows out of this paddock and over here. I'm kind of stirring about a little bit right here just so that the cows know I'm up here at the gate, and that'll get them up to their gate. So if you like these kind of live streams and you're watching on the main YouTube channel, if you're on Facebook, you already know what the storm damage was. We went around the day of the storm in the morning, and we went around in the afternoon. So if you want to see more live streams and you're on Facebook, be sure you're following us over there. There is typically a daily live stream. I was already out here. We've been live on Facebook once already today with the cows. So I'm going to call them up here, see if we can get everybody. We got 46 cows and a donkey. Woo! And they're ready to move. So first thing we're going to do is address the work needs to be done, because that's what needs to be done first. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the storm and all sorts of fun stuff here, right up here in the cow pasture with the animals. So I guess first thing I'm going to do is round everybody up and we'll get them in here. Philip the Wise says, what's happening in North Carolina right now in the aftermath of Helene is by all rights one of the greatest scandals in American history. A devastating failure by the federal government, says Philip the Wise. Brother, I'm not going to not agree with you. I don't understand why we don't have more help here. I have friends hauling hay. I've just got back into town yesterday, been taking care of the farm. I'm trying to arrange. My buddy Brian has given me a load of hay, donated a load of hay to me. As soon as I can get off the farm, I've got the trailer hooked up to the truck already. We're going to load that hay up and take it up there, because not only is it people, it's animals too. So it's super important to know that and think about that. It's farms and farmers. So we're going to get the cows through here and get them out into this new section of pasture. We'll round them up, and you guys will get a little bit of farm action here for a second, and then we'll talk a little bit. Do you still have Donnie the bull? You'll see Donnie come through. We got to get you guys over on the live stream stuff. There's a lot more live streams going on, a lot more farm stuff going on here. Just day-to-day operation, fun stuff. So let's get them up, round them up here and see what we got. Right, kids? Right, guys? Woo! Come up! Come up! Come up! We need everybody a little closer to the gate. Come on, girls and boys and Bud. Hey, Bud. I'm not going to let you go through yet, Bud. I want you to see everybody. Hey, Bud. Come on over here and see everybody, Bud. This is 318. She's just now letting me touch her. This is Big Bud. If you guys don't know Big Bud, you haven't been seeing a lot of the live streams, but that's Bud. I'm gonna take you over there and visit with Big Bud real quick. He's cool. He's my boy. You're my boy, Bud. You're my boy. So this is Big Bud. Big Bud lets me rub on him quite a bit. And we've got a few cows that let me rub on them. I think one of them is coming up right here. This is Butthead. And I think Butthead is Big Bud's mom. Because it's funny, he's just very pettish. Very, to the point where he'll almost knock me over. It's a little dangerous. So got a few getting jealous. Coming on up here. All right, I'm gonna set you guys on the gate post for a minute. Mother Clucker's Yard says you're doing great, brother. Love all the videos. Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful sunset. It is. Absolutely. We're going to enjoy the sunset together. But first, we're going to move these moo-moos. Hey, guys. Come up. Woo! Come up. There we go. Now they're going to go. All right, guys. Count them for me. Come up. Come on, kids. Come on. Woo! Come on. Come on, Donnie. Come up. This morning I did a live stream. I had a whole lot of people commenting on the flies. You got to remember, man, this isn't your living room, okay? There's going to be more flies here. I got a few flies on my arm right now. See them? There's a few flies on the cows. As long as it's not adversely affecting their health, there's not a problem. I'm not going to give my animals a systemic medication. These are animals, but it's food also. If I wouldn't eat it, why would I feed it to my animals? That's the biggest question. Would you put a tag in your ear to keep flies off of you and then eat that? Would you want to eat that? The answer in my mind is no. I don't want to eat that. So that's why we don't do systemic fly sprays and fly tags and stuff like that. I combat them in other ways. We have barn swallows and tree swallows here on the farm. There are birds that travel around with the cows. We also have fly tape that I use, and you'll see there's flies. There's a few flies landing on me. It's okay. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. The sky's not falling, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not Burger King. It's not your way right away. It's nature's way. And nature tells us if we keep the cows moving away from their manure, then there won't be as many flies. And there aren't very many flies out here. So that's my fly speech. Catherine says, Philip the Wise is a big complainer. I did get an email. Let's see. What's Philip saying here? Meanwhile, immigrants get free. Yep. You make a lot of good points. Garlic lick block for the cows. You know, I haven't tried that, Ian, and it might be something that would be worth trying. So let's address first of all the elephant in the room. Hurricane Helene blew through here on last Friday. Thursday, I had the folks from Logox up here, and also Timberwolf Manufacturing. I had them here. We were testing out a log splitter. We're trying a log splitter that I helped design, which is pretty flattering. Big shout out to the folks at Logox and Timberwolf. Matt, and that fly was not good. Matt and Austin. So secondly, we're going to give you an update on what the storm did to the Stoney Ridge farm. And again, if you follow on Facebook, we did a live stream the morning of when the storm was blowing in. We did a live stream the evening after to show you guys the aftermath. Ponds overflowed. Both ponds over here overflowed. The creeks were still in their banks, and not really that bad. But the further west we got, and I'll give you kind of how all this happened. So when the storm came through here, we had a little bit of wind, 45-mile-per-hour gust-ish, not really bad. It was basically like a bad thunderstorm. We've had worse thunderstorms on the farm. It rained, 4 to 5.5, 6 inches, depending on where you were in this county. We had 2 tornadoes to touch down in the county, I'm told. One was about 3 miles over that way, and one was about 4 miles over that way. One of my friends had the roof blown off of her house. Thoughts and prayers go out to her. Very, very nice lady. And she did lose the roof on her house. So Terry, I'm sorry that happened to you. The hurricane caused a little bit of flooding. You guys know, as we built the farm here, we built it to be flood tolerant and drought tolerant. So the whole goal with the cows and the moving and the mobbing and the mowing here is to keep the water still on the land. So our land was already saturated with water, but even though it rained 4 to 6 inches in different places in the county, or here at the farm, it was about 4.5 to 5 inches. That rain absorbed, and we really didn't have a whole lot of flooding because that water absorbed into the soil because of the way that we're farming here. So our creeks got up, they didn't get out, they didn't overflow and wash out any roadways on my portion of the farm. The county roadway did wash out, and both ponds down here behind the house were overflowing. The problem with overflowing is if you don't have any kind of forage or any kind of root structure on the backside of your pond dam, it will undermine and it will wash out your pond dam. We had a little bit of washing, but it wasn't that bad. This winter, I will add more soil to the top of the pond dam to help prevent that too. It's all about keeping water on your farm. West of us, so as we go further west, and we'll talk about towns like Asheville. Asheville is 3 hours west. Black Mountain, at the foot of the mountain at Black Mountain and Old Fort, North Carolina. Old Fort, I'm told, is totally decimated. It is in horrible, horrible shape. I talked to somebody who camped out, I think the day before the storm came through, and they evacuated them just in time before the highway got washed out. And Interstate 40 is washed out down through there. So that's about 2.5 hours west of me here in north central North Carolina. And if you guys want to know where I'm at, I'm just north of Greensboro, North Carolina, right in the first bit of mountains and the first bit of foothills here. So the foothills extend 2 hours west of me until you get to the mountainous, very, very mountainous region. So got Peterson Farms in the house. This farm did not get pounded so hard. Just west of us, the storm, it was kind of the perfect storm. So there was a front evidently coming from the north and the storm coming up from the south, and it all sat there and kind of stewed. And I'm told over 1 foot of rain had fallen that day in the mountains of North Carolina. And this is a biblical event. This is a 100-year or 500-year event. This is a huge catastrophe here in North Carolina. I've been watching the news and I've been following the things that you guys have probably been following, and what I'm seeing here is that the people of this wonderful state and the people all around us are all pitching in and helping each other out like mountain people do, okay? Like country people do. I don't understand. I'm frustrated with what's gone on with relief efforts from Washington. I am frustrated, and I think a lot of you guys may be feeling that frustration too. I don't know how I don't run a government, so I don't know how that works. This is an open forum for you guys to discuss what your thoughts and feelings are. I have discussed like where it was our president, you know, why aren't boots on the ground? Why isn't our president on the ground the day after a tragedy like this, or even 2 days or 3 days after? So last Monday I did a live stream on Facebook, and I got an email from an individual telling me how they loved everything that I was doing on the farm, but I just went too far by saying the president should be there. In North Carolina, they should be there. I don't know about leading from afar, and there's a lot of stuff that's been said. And again, I'm not super political here. I'm not picking sides. I just think a leader should lead from the front row, okay? And I hear that our leaders were on the phone. Okay, well that's cool, but look at this country. Look at what's going on. This could potentially be. It is one of the largest natural disasters to ever hit the continental United States, guys. And this is serious. These are people these are good, wholesome people. These are city folks. These are country folks. These are business owners, and they've all been displaced. Their homes and their families and their lives and their belongings and all of their keepsakes have been ruined and then have been washed down the river. I was watching something the other day on Facebook about this guy that had a collection of baseball cards, and the family said, if you see any baseball cards down the river, he had 120,000 of baseball cards. If you find one, it's probably one of his, you know? So it's pretty sad. And I don't, in having this discussion with you guys, once again, my farm was not hit that badly. The animals were safe. I had them in a safe place. My bottom land, which floods a lot, it did not flood out very much. The creeks really didn't rise out of their banks, so we really didn't get beat up too bad. But I think most of Western North Carolina right now is living like a third world country, and it's just tragic. It's just tragic. I think we're a strong people. I think that we'll get through this. We'll work through this. My thoughts and prayers go out to all the people that are suffering and their loved ones. And again, if you're just now joining, I'm working through, and there'll be a link posted after the video here, and I'll keep you guys updated. We're trying to put together something, me and Jim Smith. Jim is with Carolina Barn Builders. Jim was up here. He helped to build the outdoor kitchen and the front porch on the shop. Me and Jim Smith and a bunch of other folks are trying to put some things together. Jim's already been hauling hay westward. The guy is just salt of the earth, just good people. And he contacted me about maybe going with him, maybe getting some hay, and maybe filming it. I think Dateline NBC went with him, or Newsweek or something like that went with him. That's going to air maybe next week. Went with them to show. But there's livestock out there suffering. There's livestock that have been washed away and killed and are laying on riverbanks. There are fences that have been washed away. There's feed that's been washed away. There's hay that was stored by the river that's been washed away. Mountainsides have washed away. So it's super important that we all really, not only we support those people. If you've got anything that you can give or help with, it's very much appreciated. I don't believe, I don't know. I guess the picture has not been painted for me that our government is doing everything that I feel like they could do. Now, I don't know how all of it works. I don't run a government. I don't know. But that's where I'm going to leave this as an open discussion for you guys. I'm not here to pick sides on politics. I don't care if you like Donald Trump, and I don't care if you like Kamala Harris. You can like whoever you want to like. That's your freedom. But I do think that leadership should lead with boots on the ground. That's what I believe. And I just don't think that I've seen that. And if you guys have, that's where we're here to talk about this. If you guys have seen that, then please let me know. If you're disgusted by the thought of me saying that, then and your politics are getting in the way of humanity, then maybe you need to question that, okay? If it disgusts you, maybe you need to question if your politics are overreaching your desire to help humanity. I mean, this is humanity, okay? It's humanitarian. This is humanity. These are people. These are real people that are really struggling. These are people that are really struggling with life. Imagine thinking you live in a safe place and thinking you live in a great place and thinking that everything's going to be okay, and then waking up one day and having to run for the hills, literally run for the hills, and go up and hide up on the mountainside, and then the mountainside starts washing away. These are mountains, guys. These are mountains. There's places up there in the North Carolina mountains where the sun only shines 3 hours a day. These are steep mountains. So it says FEMA gave donations. Thomas says FEMA gave donations, turned the border in the people coming in. Yeah, there's a whole lot. I don't think we can compare. I mean, this is a humanitarian effort. This is just humanitarian. And I think if we let our politics get the best of us over and above our humanitarian thought process, then I just don't think that that's right. I'll be honest with you. So you can rant right here, and you can discuss it right here in the comment section. I'm going to close this gate real quick, and I'm going to be right back. We're going to talk a little bit more about this and about what's going on here in North Carolina. Again, not a lot of damage on the Stoney Ridge, and I'm getting piles of emails from folks asking about it and comments. So I wanted to address this. We are safe. We are good. Everything's okay on the Stoney Ridge farm. Animals are good. And, you know, I planned for it. I saw it coming. I planned for it. I knew what was coming, and I appreciated it to the point where I knew I needed to get my animals away from the fence lines here. So what I did in preparation was I brought my animals into a paddock where there was no danger of trees like you see here on the edge falling over on the fence line, and then the animals getting out and me having to chase them and stuff like that. So Walmart sent 60 trucks, says Thomas White. I heard something like the government sent $20 million or something to help out. I don't know exactly everything, but these are our people and they need help. And that's just all it is to it. So if you're just now joining us, the farm is okay here. I am working with Jim Smith with Carolina Barn Builders. I think you can go to carolinabarnbuilders.com and you can find a donate link. If not, I'm going to post it here. We're going to keep you guys updated on YouTube. So be sure you turn on your notifications. If you do, we'll post this stuff in the community tab, and I'll also post it down in a comment here that we're trying to raise some money so that the farm animals like these get fed and so that they're taken care of. My buddy Brian from right over the hill here has donated a barn full of hay bales, and I'm going to load them up on the truck and trailer and take them up there. I think it'll either be Friday or the week after. So they're going to continually need this, okay? There are a lot of hay bales here in North Carolina where I live sitting on the edge of the pasture from last year, the year before, the year before. This is a perfect opportunity to get rid of those hay bales and bring them for a good cause. So I don't know. Thomas Jeff says, Stoney, have you heard of anything from Cotton Top? I don't know what Cotton Top is. Sorry, buddy. I don't know what Cotton Top is. PB says, yeah, there's no leadership. They all just want to collect paychecks. I don't even think that the paycheck is it. I just think we need boots on the ground. That's it. Got a $20 super chat from Philip the Wise. Thank you so much, Philip. And we also got a $20 super chat from Troy Jones, donation for flood victims. Thank you, buddy. We'll put that for fuel in the tank when we take a load of hay west. And I'll probably do a video, but I may not. That's another thing. He's asking about Tim. Tim, you're gonna have to remind me who Tim. So anyway, yeah, remind me who Tim is. I'm just reading your comments here. Congress gave FEMA $20 billion. And FEMA says it's broke. Well, if we ran our businesses like our government was ran, we would all be broke. We would continually be broke, and we would be buried in debt. You can't run a business like a government, or a government like a business. I don't know. Can you or can't? I don't know. You tell me. Any business that gives a certain aspect of that business a budget. Let's just say I run a business. I run a farm. I've got a farm budget. For my budget for the farm, as the farmer, I'm the guy that's in charge of the grass seed. Now I look and I see I've got plenty of grass and everything looks good. But if I don't spend the $5,000 that my boss allotted me for grass seed, then next year I won't get that. So I have to blow it. I have to blow all those funds. That's the way the government works from what I've seen. And I was in the military, I was in the Air Force, and I saw it at the end of the year, end of the fiscal year. These shops on the Air Force base would blow through their money. They would have all sorts of projects lined up and contractors lined up and all that. I understand that helps feed families. I get it. That helps feed families. But I don't see how that can be a sustainable system. And we're finding out that it's probably not a sustainable system. So that's it. And I also understand Have you heard from Eustis Conway? I have not heard from Eustis, but that's Boone, North Carolina. So I haven't heard from Eustis. I don't know. I could call Eustis after this and see how things are going up there. I just don't know. And all you guys that are Googling this stuff, thank you. I have not. I need to reach out to Eustis. I saw something on his Facebook. Flood around here in Greene County, Tennessee. Yeah, I saw that. It's sad that some of you influencer are spreading false information, says Les. Well, I think it's just a conversation that we're having right now. So if you think, I hope you don't think I'm spreading false information, because I just told you it rained here, right? That's it. And I'm telling you that the people are suffering, and I'm telling you that they're in need, and I'm telling you that our government needs to step up, and I'm telling you that boots need to be on the ground from leadership. And I don't know that would any of you guys disagree with boots being on the ground for leadership, that these people need help, that this is a humanitarian effort, and that it's devastation like we've never, ever seen. I think everybody would agree with that. So, you know, I can't account for, just like you can't account for your neighbor believing in believing in ghosts. I can't account for what other social media folks are talking about. So you got to take things with a grain of salt. And you also have to come with somebody that you feel like you can trust and believe in. So it's important. So I watched a YouTube short with Eustis before you came on. It was from yesterday. They had quite a few volunteers helping. Seem to be doing okay. Jay rocking. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Government isn't going to step up. They caused it. Wake up, Josh, says Tony Roy. I don't believe in any of the conspiracy stuff, and maybe I will at some point, but I don't believe in any of the conspiracy stuff that it's a storm and it's rain. I don't know. I also don't believe in chemtrails. I don't believe that airplanes are spraying us. I don't believe it, okay? Maybe one day I will believe it, but I don't believe it right now. So this isn't about Republican and Democrat. This is about humanity, people, human beings, disaster relief, and helping one another. And I think my state's people have really, really pitched in to help. Now, let's address some of the emails and comments that I've gotten from people that are assuming that I'm not trying to do anything for it, or that I have somehow this miraculous huge amount of time to go 3 and 4 hours west here to do something. I mean, it's an all-day trip out and back to take a load of hay to help feed animals. And I do plan on doing that. And I'm going to do everything I possibly can. As a person with reach, like I have right here, we're going to try and raise some money. So again, over the next few days, you're going to see some more live streams up here, and we're going to see a few more, a link in this video at some point in the comments if you guys want to give to a cause to help. Again, my buddy Jim Smith with Carolina Barn Builders has reached out to me, and he's organizing all sorts of massive loads of feed for livestock, which is super important. Very, very important. So can't believe so many false statements, says Dorothy. You just have to take things that if I watch the news, I watch CNN, Fox, MSNBC, the Weather Channel, I watch all of them, and I put together the information in my head that I need to gather from that. So Tim Military is who I meant. I don't know. Tony Roy, my sources said, let water out of the, just reading some of your comments, let water out of some of the dammed up areas. I don't know. Yeah, Denise, thank you. Carolina Barn Builders. Kudos to Carolina Barn Builders. I mean, that guy's got a heart this big. I mean, he really does. His heart's bigger than his head. So it's great. You guys see the sun's kind of going down here a little bit. It's not blasting me in the face quite so much. This is a natural disaster. I don't think it's an evil versus good thing. I think it's just a natural disaster, and we've got to deal with it. And I think my my state's people are jumping in there and dealing with it. I think people are loading up skid loaders. I don't have a trailer to haul my skid steer out there. If I did, we'd be out there. But again, hopefully I can help from afar and also help by taking some hay to some farmers up there that are struggling. Do any of you guys follow Justin Rhodes? I've reached out to Justin, but I haven't heard anything back. I know they live in the Asheville area. I don't know if you follow Justin Rhodes, go over there and tell him Stoney Ridge was asking about you. Yeah, I'm worried about them. I know they're up in Asheville. I don't know how close they are. I'm sure they got some flooding up there. That would be one of the people that I know the most that I'd be the most concerned about. So Big John says my definition of politics is poly, a group of many ticks. That's it. Justin has a new video up. Okay, good to know. I believe a lot of issues would be fixed. Lots of comments coming through here. Would be fixed if we return to farm life. Thomas, farming, living this life is hard. Living a rural lifestyle like this, let's see if we can get the cows in the shot. There we go. Living a rural lifestyle like this is hard. It's super hard. Why do you think that a guy like me remains single? Why do you think that? Because this is hard work. This is not going to the winery every Friday night and waking up on Saturday morning and taking a country drive or mowing a quarter of an acre lot or paying somebody to do it or planting plants in a flower pot. This is a lot of work. It's a massive amount of work. It's a massive amount of thought. Most people really, really have a hard time knowing their food. Now, this was something that was scarcely even considered 100 years ago. A chicken was a chicken that came from the chicken coop. Now a chicken is a chicken that comes from a bag or a rotisserie chicken box in the grocery store. Our food, our quality food, and what's being pawned off to us as quality food nowadays in the grocery store is not quality food. It's not. We need more small farms like this, which brings me to a comment that I got from a viewer today. It was today that told me that this wasn't a farm, that you had to have at least 1,000 acres to call a place a farm. And I just typed out a reply to him like, I don't understand what you're thinking. A farm doesn't mean you got rows of soybeans out here. And what did we do before we had rows of soybeans and rows of GMO corn? What did we do? This fly needs to go. I feel like a cow now. I'm annoyed by the fly. But what did we do, right? What did we do? We didn't have to have that. We didn't need that. We didn't need GMO corn. What did we do in 1865? Did we feed these cows? Did we truck corn into a feedlot, confine our animals to a little bitty tiny lot, pump them full of medications, and we wonder why we're all sick? Come on, guys. Come on. We're smarter than that, aren't we? And then we complain when food prices go up. I complain when food prices go up for garbage, for crap, for the crap you're buying in the grocery store. When food prices go up for quality beef, how much does it take for you to eat? I mean, when you go out to dinner and you're disappointed when you paid $16 for a big plate of gelatinous mush that's not big enough so that you can overeat, so that you can go to the doctor and spend your money on Western medicine instead of an ounce of prevention, which we learned for eons. We learned an ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, where did it go? Where did that thought process go? So what I'm getting at is, this is hard. This ain't easy. This is not easy. Go to work, punch a clock, come home, take care of your animals, take care of your driveway, take care of 150 acres. I understand being overwhelmed. Trust me, I moved from a third of an acre lot in town onto a 200-acre piece of property. Over time, this place grew to 200 acres. It's now 150 acres. Holy cow, how overwhelming. I remember standing out and looking back and thinking, gosh, my front yard is almost bigger than my whole neighborhood was. And I grew up in the country, but I didn't grow up doing this. I didn't grow up doing this. I do it because I love it and I like the work. I love to work. I love to think. It keeps me sharp. It keeps me going. I like it. It's what drives me to succeed. It drives me to raise animals. It drives me to wake up in the morning. I don't set an alarm clock in the morning. I am up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Bam! I don't need it. So I'm very blessed and very blessed to have you guys that are watching the channel and that enjoy the content that I produce. And that brings me to another comment about, I get this a lot. Your farm would never have anything if you didn't make them videos. The farm is the videos are the farm. This is my town job. That's my farm. This is my farm and this is my town job. A man can't earn a living on 50 cows. A man cannot earn a living raising 50 cows. Now, 50 cows, 2,000 chickens, 200 head of sheep, 60 hogs. Yeah, a man can work himself to death and scratch by a living. So, yeah, that's it. Bruce says, screw the politics. It's called compassion. Amen, brother. Amen to you. Absolutely. My entire life is based on the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel, says Guilt. Now I feel sorry for you, dude. Remember, Harry says, remember to tap that like button. Yep. Thanks, Harry. So, a lot of things were discussed today here. What I want you guys to know is that everything's okay here on the farm. The devastation starts at about 2 hours west of me, and west and northwest. East Tennessee, western North Carolina, southwest Virginia got hit hard. Very, very hard. The young lady that I'm dating lives in southwest Virginia. She was without power for days and days and days. Southwest Virginia, Asheville, North Carolina area, western North Carolina really took a hit. We didn't get it so much here in north central North Carolina. And if you want to know where I am, go on a map and go to Greensboro, North Carolina and look north. I am 10 minutes from Martinsville, Virginia, Martinsville Speedway. So I'm right on the North Carolina-Virginia line. Our storms passed through. The storm set over top of western North Carolina, and that's where we had all the devastation. I'm sure these folks had insurance. Did they have flood insurance? That's the question. That's what you're worried about. Things, keepsakes and belongings that are washed away, that are gone, that will never ever come back. You can replace a house, but you can't replace a life. Again, that's why we're trying to organize some stuff. I will post a link at the end of this video. I didn't have the link, but I think Jim just sent it to me. I'll post a link for you guys if you want to contribute. Jim with Carolina Barn Builders, and you can probably go to carolinabarnbuilders.com and find it too. So cows are doing good. Farm's doing good here. We didn't have so much devastation west of us. We did. I've got a buddy that's donated some hay. We're going to haul it up there to him, hopefully the end of this week or sometime midweek next week. I'd like to take you guys along. If you want to see that video, post it. Tell me. I would love to. I'd love to talk to you about that. Let me know. So yes, Rosemary, these are Angus beef cows. Absolutely. So I will. I would like to ask. You guys, we'll do a little question and answer right now. If there's anything you'd like to know, we're going to kind of go through this real quick. If there's any questions you might have about what's going on. I also got fussed at another comment that hit me this morning. I've been out of town. I've been in Indiana. My buddy George has been looking after the place. And another comment that got to me this morning was somebody was berating me because my dog, Buddy, doesn't come out in the cow pasture with me. These cows don't tolerate dogs. They don't. They will stomp a dog. Ask me how I know. I have seen them stomp Buddy, the dog. Buddy doesn't come up here with me. Buddy gets fed in his kennel, and if I leave, go somewhere, or if I'm off the farm for a little bit and I feel like he won't be safe or he may roam, I put him in the kennel. That's what happens with Buddy. He doesn't sleep with me. He is not my best friend. He is my pet. He is my dog. He is my companion. He doesn't eat off my plate and he doesn't eat off my table. He is my dog. He is an outside farm dog. If you've ever drove up to a farm, you're typically always greeted with barking dogs or wagging tails. That's what Buddy does. I was berated by someone in a comment telling me how bad it was that I treated him and that how I felt so sorry for him. when Buddy has all the freedom in the world. And what I told them, because I was locking the dog up when I was heading out to the feed store or something, what I told them was, I'll give you guys a story. My neighbor, right up the hill here, the other day, it was about 3 months ago, I guess, I heard tires screeching, and someone pulled down here to my intersection right by my house. They said, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I said, well, what's going on? He's like, I hit something. I don't know what it was. Well, guess what it was? It was my neighbor's dog. My neighbor had a beautiful Australian Shepherd, a tan Australian Shepherd, had 2 different color eyes, beautiful, sweetest dog you'd ever meet. And this is the message I want to convey to this person that told me that they felt sorry for my dog. I keep Buddy up when it's appropriate to keep Buddy up. And the reason I do that is so that he doesn't get hurt like that. So I believe that dogs are wonderful and great companions and just necessary in people's lives in so many ways. But I keep my dog up because I don't want it to get hit by a car like my neighbor's dog that got hit by a car. Was it preventable? 1000%. It was preventable. Totally preventable. So managing your pet is just as important as loving your pet, and making sure your pet is safe is just as important. I would say that to this person who left that comment. So how much damage did you have for your land and buildings? Looks like we got a lot more people coming in here. I'll explain to you one more time, guys, before we go. No damage really here on the farm. The pond's overflooded. 2 ponds down here overflooded. I'm not sure if the upper pond did. The creek stayed in their banks. We are in north central North Carolina. We did not get pounded like the rest of North Carolina did. Western North Carolina, the storm just kind of sat there and just spun, just souped up the place. And over a foot of rain, I'm told, fell in a very short period of time. We got close to 6 inches, 4, 5, 6 inches in different areas. Tornado over here, a tornado over here, but nothing on the Stoney Ridge farm. So we were very blessed. We are pretty flood tolerant here on the farm, but if a foot of rain, and we're talking this much rain, falls in a day, it's going to cause some devastation. It would not be as devastating here where I live as it is up in those mountains. Those mountains are catching a foot of rain. And again, the hillsides are this steep. The hills are sloughing off. It's soaked them, and there's rock underneath, and they're sloughing off into the river. The rainwater is washing away rivers, washing away towns. I will let you guys know. I'll post a comment in the community page and on Facebook also as soon as I know when we have a donate link that we can put together. We're pulling money together so we can get some hay and pay for fuel and stuff like that to haul animal feed out western North Carolina. If you want to leave a super chat, you're welcome to do so. That money will go towards fuel and everything that we need to get our hay out. I do have a load of hay that my buddy Brian has donated, and we're going to take that out there as soon as we possibly can. JR Sanchez says, do you have help with ranch hands? It's just me here. It's just me. So I can't afford, I've got 50 cows. I can't afford to hire somebody with 50 cows. I just can't. So that's just life. So yes, I want to see the hayride video, says Andy. Kevin says, you're my #1 guy. Thank you, man. Thank you. It was said that Asheville got 30 inches of rain, says Kevin Langley. So there you go. Some places got 30 inches of rain. That's crazy. That is crazy. I wouldn't have ponds right now. If we got that much rain, my road would be gone. I mean, and guys, we know it. Weather systems are changing. Weather is changing quickly. It's always changing. I don't want to get in the discussion. I'm just going to say that weather changes. It's changing constantly. And the storms that we're getting are more and more severe time after time. So thank you. And thanks for all the thoughts and prayers. I appreciate it. Walker says, how are all the tractors doing? They're doing good. I was mowing on the TYM 1104 just now, right before I got on with you guys. So Brian says 3 inches of rain is crazy for us. It's going to be possible to live stream when you're down there helping. Probably not. Probably not. We'll just do a regular video on that. Bernadine says that's because of cloud seeding. Stop believing everything you hear on TV and make it up in your mind for yourself. I think that's important too. I think if it sounds ridiculous, it probably is ridiculous and probably isn't true. Now, I could be wrong, but there was a hurricane that went up. So lots of conspiracy theories out there. I don't know. You guys tell me all about it. How many Honda Pilots do you have? Says Sammy. They're Honda Elements, and I have 4 of them. My dad has one also. My uncle has one also. So I have 2 that I drive on and off daily. One's 4-wheel drive and one's not. That's my little shop cars. And then I have one that's a flood vehicle that I'm going to fix on a video for you guys, or try to. And then I have one that's a parts vehicle that I bought. So I have 4 of them. When you've got big space and you've got a big place, you've got room to have these things. If I need parts, I can get them. And they're awesome little vans. It's just like a little van. I love them to death. They're great little reliable, arguably the most reliable engine and transmission combination that Honda has ever made. I mean, just a great vehicle. There's a $9.99 super chat here for helping with the hurricane relief, says Susan. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. Josh, bad storms are what they are. You get, Josh, bad storms are what you get when they seed them. Sorry, I just don't know enough about that to speak intelligently, so I'm just going to shut up. I think sometimes silence is the best substitute for intelligence, don't you? You can use that. Take that with you. when you're around a friend and they're saying something and it's just the dumbest thing you've probably ever heard. Not that that was dumb, what you said, but when you hear something and it's just a little bit off, just tell that person. Sometimes it's good to just use silence as a substitute for intelligence. I don't know what cloud seeds are, so please tell us all. Leave some comments. What is cloud seeding? I want to know. Bad storms have been here long before technology, says Sunshine. Tommy asked about how Eustace did on Turtle Island. I haven't talked to him, but somebody said they just posted a video. So they're up there working. Everything's okay. They're not in the Asheville area. So Asheville's here and Eustace is here. So he's a little northeast of it at Turtle Island. How is your dad? Haven't seen him in a while. Dad's doing great. Dad don't know it, but Dad's getting him a new log splitter. Dad doesn't watch the videos, but Dad's going to get him a new log splitter. That is going to be so cool. And that is a big thanks to Logox for helping us out with that. My dad needed a log splitter. He had an old crusty log splitter that he's like, this just won't cut it. I'm like, but he doesn't know yet, so don't tell him. Okay, here we go. Dreamland Allergic to me says weather modification is not fake. Now, I will agree with you there. I've researched a little bit of that. I have a video up on my channel. It says what they're doing in the sky. Gil says, I'll tell you my best Alex Jones voice. Hey, Josh, I'm so glad you and your farm are safe. Thank you, Steve. Dorothy says, another troll lie about seeding. Cloud seeding has been around since I was a little, and I'm almost 60, says Brett. I've heard of it. But do I think that the catastrophe that we have up here in the mountains of North Carolina, maybe, what do you guys, tell me why you would think that, I guess. I want to know, why would you think that? Are they trying to take away self-sufficient people? Because mountain folks in Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, all over, Ozarks, all over. Mountain folks, country folks are more self-sufficient. They don't need to lean. That's why what's going on up there, a lot of the relief is just people, just citizens, just pitching in. That's why I'm pitching in. That's why people around here are pitching in. They're driving out there. They're trying to help. Don't drive out to oogle. Drive out to help. So, yep, we're good. If you didn't watch the whole video, if you guys didn't get on the live stream a little bit earlier, go back and watch. Everything's okay here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Please don't email me anymore about it. I appreciate you. Please don't email me about cloud seeding because I'm just going to delete it. I don't have time. I got a farm to run here. I just don't have time to do that. But I do appreciate all of the thoughts and all the prayers and all the concern that I got from folks reaching out to make sure I was okay, because I haven't said anything about it on YouTube. On Facebook, if you follow on Facebook, you'll see a live stream. And we did a live stream that morning during the storm when they first came in, and one after the aftermath. And we rode around and looked at everything. So, yep, we did. Lithium's everywhere, Ronald. And I know there are all sorts of conspiracy theories. There will always be conspiracy theories. I mean, there will be, okay? There just always will be. So if it looks stupid and it sounds stupid, or if it sounds outlandish and it feels outlandish and it seems ridiculous, I would say 90% of the time it is ridiculous and it's not true. So, but we may never know, right? If you like living that life where you think the sky's constantly falling and something's out to get you, you can live that life. I don't choose to live it. I turn off my news channels, but I am watching the news channels right now to get the facts about what's going on and see what needs to be done up there. So it's all about helping people, and that's what today's video is about. Thank you guys. Thank you all so much. All the super chats that folks left, I really appreciate it. I don't have any conspiracy theories. My biggest theory, I don't want to know why it happened. I just want to help the folks that it happened to. And that's really where I'm at with it. We will eventually, I'm sure, learn more about why it happened. But yeah. Shannon Lee says, no offense, but just because you don't know about something that has been proven, that's on you, brother. It's cool. I don't want to know. Sometimes you don't want to know. My sky's not falling on me, but if it does, I'll let you know. And when we do haul hay up there, I'll do my very best to take a video camera with me, and we'll video it and bring it to you guys. And hopefully we can help some farmers and help some livestock to make it through this tragedy. Thoughts and prayers, everybody. That's the big take-home message here. Thoughts and prayers for those that are suffering and those who have lost loved ones and lost animals and lost the things that they own. I think we end up in a world of stuff nowadays, and stuff ends up owning us. So, but keepsakes and family heirlooms and stuff like that, it's just horrible that they've lost that. Photos, stuff like that. So, thank you guys. Stay prepared. Stay prepared. Something super important. Stay prepared as best you possibly can. Be able to feed yourself, take care of yourself for a couple weeks, month, 2 months, 3 months. Stay prepared. So thank you guys so much. Please hit that like button. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Everything's good with the cows. Let's see if we can get them to say goodbye. Woo! 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 Well, they chewing. They ain't mooing. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge. The farm is okay. Please hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you back. If you're on YouTube and you want to see more live streams, go over to Facebook if you're on there, and you'll get live stream in the morning with the cows here. We'll be moving them, I think, in the morning right up that way. Take care. See you next time. Woo!